What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? Oh, what's going on? Hey, let me double check again. I always got to check now to make sure that my audio is coming in because I have done complete shows and the audio wasn't even in. So let me double check, make sure I got audio. Ooh, I got audio. So what's going on? This is James Hollingsworth, the Working People's Podcast, where everybody desires to build generational wealth and a financial legacy for their family. So if you're coming through, and I hope you do, I really wanted to ask you all the question with everything that's been going around. If you've been listening to certain platforms on social media, you've been hearing about the whole Iyanla Vanzant interview on the Griot with Ebony K. Williams. And that's not really what this live is going to be about. Live show is going to necessarily be about. But I do want to talk about relationships and money. And I want to get and hear from you all. So as you come through and you leave some comments, oh, I'm a little rusty. I should have put some lotion on. Share with me what your thoughts are, and how important you think money is to relationships. And just to give you just a face preference thing. But before I get into that, hey, if you do come through on YouTube, our channel is still less than a year old. So you can press that thumbs up like button. It helps with the algorithm on social media platforms. You can do that on YouTube and on Facebook, on my personal page and the Working People's Podcast page. And that also shows your support, and it helps the algorithm to share the video more with more people. And so if you also want to subscribe to the channel, it's free to do that. And that also will, if you press the notification bell, you get notified when we upload new videos and new content. But here on Facebook, hey, drop some comments and let me know what your thoughts are on this topic real quick about how important money is to our relationships. In general, the whole thing kind of spilled over, and I'll just give you just a real limited context if you haven't seen it. Basically, Iyanla Vanzant asked Ebony K. Williams if she would date a bus driver. So it's brought up a lot of conversations. You've seen some of my posts over the last few days or so about blue collar workers and different things like that. And trust me, I do get it. You're talking about a woman whose net worth is, I think I've heard $3 million. She probably earns upwards of 800,000, probably from some estimates that I've heard. She earns $1 million a year, so I totally get it about the whole thing about dating down, if you want to call it that, or being in a relationship with someone as a woman, especially. We know that women typically are hypergamous, so being in a relationship with a man and he's not as financially capable in the relationship as you are. So I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on that. If you want to drop some comments and we can have a conversation about it, and you can let us know what you think about that. Let's make this video public. Yes, public. We are public, man. So I also kind of wanted to give you this I found real quick. This is from marriage.com. Let me see if it's going to give me all the reasons. I want to get all the reasons first. I want to top 10. Okay. So it says about, and I guess I could share my screen. Let me share my screen. So I'm sure you can see that. I wanted to know on some level what are the top reasons for divorce or relationships not working out. And so here on marriage.com, it gives the number one reason as infidelity or extramarital affair. Number two, here you go, trouble with finances. Number three, lack of communication. Uh-oh. Number four, constant arguing. Number five, weight gain. Ooh. It may seem awfully superficial or unfair, but weight gain is one of the main reasons for divorce. Ooh. Number five is weight gain. Oh, number six. Man, they could probably move this up a little higher on the list. Unrealistic expectations. Oh my God. Have you ever had any of those? Number seven. Ooh, you'll be surprised how many people are in intimate in relationships and marriages where there is no intimacy. Number seven, top 10 reasons why people get divorced. Number seven is lack of intimacy. Number eight is lack of equality. What do they mean by that exactly? When one partner feels that they take on more responsibility in the marriage, wow, it can alter their view of the other person and lead to resentment. So yeah, I can see that. Number nine, not being prepared for marriage. Oh my goodness. A surprising number of 75% of couples of all ages have blamed not being prepared for married life for the demise of their relationship. Divorce rates are highest among couples in their 20s. Lack of preparation is one of the most common reasons for divorce. And number 10, see, look at this. A lot of folk be trying to throw this one out here, right? But I've been saying it, right? I've been saying it, and I didn't even have, and sometimes when I say it, I didn't even go and do a lot of in depth studying, but physical and emotional abuse. Look, a lot of folk that be claiming that, they be saying it, and it really, to me, it detracts or it takes away from the credibility of people that's really going through different types of situations like that. But that's the number 10 reason out of the top 10. And this is, like I say, for marriage.com, the top 10 reasons why people get divorced. But I want to know from you all, if you all come through and watch, if anybody's tuning in live right now, what do you feel or what are your thoughts on how important is finances to relationships? How important is finances to relationship? Give me your thoughts on that. I do want to ask that question as well as I want to just kind of talk about, since there's been so much communication over the last several days about blue collar occupations and just trying to maybe dispel some of the stereotypes surrounding men that work in those types of fields and occupations and jobs and careers. So I personally know from being in the blue collar field, well, good Lord, over, I would say over 10 years. Yeah, well over 10 years, because for a while there I was with the fire department, and then also now I work in blue collar. I started off doing some level of construction work in natural gas, and now I work with the transmission pipeline. I work with pipeline. So I've met a lot of men in different blue collar occupations over the years, and they're all from all different walks of life. I've met a lot of men who have military backgrounds that work blue collar jobs, because a lot of employers are very, how do I want to say it? A lot of employers are very, I don't know if there's some type of state or government, uh, like maybe financial kickback or some grants or something that employers get, but a lot of employers are very open to hiring veterans and people that have a military background. So if you have a military background, make sure that you use that to your advantage if you're looking for employment. And so a lot of the guys that I've met over the years have military backgrounds, come from all different types of walks of life. A lot of people grew up working on farms. Um, and then I've met a lot of people like myself, such as myself, who did other things and found this opportunity or opportunities like what different blue collar jobs. And the pay is so, yeah, it's like drop all of that. I'm do this because we say all the time among a lot of my coworkers is, where else are we gonna go and make this kind of money and have the type of benefits that we have? So that's kind of it's just such a diverse background of people that I've met over the years, especially doing what I do now. I remember years ago, and this is coming from a male perspective. I remember years ago how ladies, you will never understand what it's like to sit down in front of somebody's father and ask, can he, you take her to the whatever, or go out with, or whatever, or meet her brothers and stuff. You will never know the pressure and the level of anxiety that comes with having to talk with the men in a young lady's family, a woman's family, and prove your worthiness to them and demonstrate your ability to be a capable man of dating her or taking her out, or eventually, hopefully, being in a level of a relationship with her. You will never ever know that level of pressure. Now, here's the problem. A lot of people think that that's old school, that's from the 50s or whatever. Times have changed. And along with your freedom, ladies, that you fought so hard to get, you now have the freedom to pick and choose without, most cases now, a lot of people do not have men or father or brothers or men in their lives helping to vet men like they did back in the day. And I'm going to tell you, sitting on the couch in front of a man, a father or somebody, and he's looking at you a certain way and he's asking you certain questions, and he knows when you're lying. He knows when you're making up something. He knows when you're avoiding, right? He knows his daughter and what plans that he has for her. And I'll tell you a real story. I remember I was like a senior in high school or something like that, and I went to meet this young lady's father to ask about her going to a dance or prom or something with me. And he asked me a few questions, asked me about what my plans were after school and this, that, and the third. And basically, old boy told me no. He says, my daughter is going to go to college. She's going to do this, that, and the other. And he named out like the next steps of her life for the next 5 to 10 years of what her path was. And he didn't see the answers that I gave as aligning with his daughter's future. And so he told me, no, you can't take her. So I had to get up, shake the dude's hand, and walk out with my head. Ladies, y'all will never know the pressure on that. And I know a lot of y'all want to, have the liberty and freedom to pick, and choose and do what you're doing. But I'm just seeing a lot of ladies not having the skills to be able to do it and know what to look for. And men vetting men, it was a safety net for our young ladies and for our women. And now, you're out there trying to do it on your own, and you don't even know what questions to ask. You don't know how to read this guy. You don't really know if he's telling the truth. Now you're talking about, well, he tricked and deceived me, when actually I think we should go back to where men vetted men, right? And there was a level of trust in that. But now it's like, he might pick somebody I don't like, and because now it seems to be, and I get it, but I've said for years, like, you should fall in love with a man's character. And now it's like character is somewhere down on the list. You'll get to know him, whatever, but a lot of people are being intimate and having sexual relationships with people that they don't really even know like that. They're getting to know them. And look, intimacy, sex will cloud your judgment, especially as a woman. You don't get that level of clarity that you really need in this relationship when you're already intimate with somebody on the second date, first date, third date, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't even asked certain questions, right? You might ask, what do you like to eat and stuff like that. But I've never sat in front of a father or a man or a brother, and one of the questions out of the 20 or 30 that they asked me, well, what's my favorite food? Or what do I like to do for fun? They don't ask them kind of questions, right? So, unfortunately, a lot of our women now are grown, 40 years old, and still don't know how to properly vet a man and ask the right questions, right? So now, in my opinion, we have this big disparity and this big gap because if I sat down in front of a father or a man and he asked me, well, what do you do for a living? And I tell him he's more familiar with that, with what level of provision I'm going to be able to provide to do. And he's going to ask me certain questions about my plans and what's my plan for you. If he would say he think that you are a good fit for, his daughter, or in some cases, the brother, his sister, right? So they're able to ascertain, to determine the proper cohesive fit for a future relationship. And unfortunately, a lot of our women, even at 40 and 45 years old, y'all don't know how to vet men because you were never taught that, right? And it wasn't, in my opinion, I don't even necessarily think it was supposed to go that way, but that's how it is now, and we're going to roll with it. Let me get this off the screen. I don't need to share my screen no more. I already gave the top 10 reasons for divorce, so that's a done deal. So now, as it relates to men who work in blue-collar fields, there's this big, because right now there are a lot of African-American black women that go to college and stuff like that. That's their path. But there is a gap and a big, a wedge and a misconception, false perception, all of this about men that work in certain fields, right? And have certain jobs and certain occupations, especially when you ask him what he do for a living. And he say he's a safety coordinator or something like that, or he says he's a gas system mechanic, or you think that he work on cars. you don't have a clue as to what this guy really does for a living. And then if you don't pursue to ask any more questions, right, or you just ask, well, did you go to college? And he just says no, and you leave it at that, like, he didn't go to college. I don't think this is gonna work because I'm going to want to have certain levels of conversation with him, and he's not going to really be able to talk on my level. You don't even know that for sure because you didn't ask the right questions. And that's why back in the day, like I said, the men and the brothers and the father, they would ask certain questions and they would be able to get to ascertain other things. They would be able to ascertain this guy's background. For example, with me, if I didn't get on the social media platform, Facebook, YouTube, and all of this other stuff, and start sharing like things, the Working People's Podcast and certain financial, tips and suggestions or whatever you want to call it, right? And I've never really given what my background in the area is per se. I might have alluded to it a little bit here and there, but I've never told you all that necessarily that I spent some time working in the financial services field, that I was in a program where I took the Series 7 exam and passed it, the Series 66, which is for registered financial advisors, investment advisors, and you can charge a fee for doing investment financial planning, and a myriad of other things, right? So if you don't talk to a person and get a level of understanding about what their background is, but right off the bat, you basically going off of a vibe and a feeling, right? And you might try to get a general idea of how much money he makes based on what car he's driving. But I'm telling you right now, with a lot of men that work in blue collar fields and things like that, I run into a lot of men in various different occupations, blue collar occupations, and they are very conservative in terms of how they spend their money. They're not very flashy. A lot of these men dress every day outside of work the same way that they dress at work. In fact, a lot of these guys wear their work boots because that's what they are comfortable with wearing. So they'll wear either the cowboy boot style or the tie-up style, whatever, and they'll wear those all the time. Button up shirts and drive a pickup truck. Hey, real story, and I'm going to be very, very cautious on some of the real stories that I share because a lot of people that I know, they'll come through and watch my videos, and I don't want to ever put somebody's personal stuff out there in a way where people know who I'm talking about and stuff like that. But there is a particular gentleman whom I've had some conversations with because a lot of people know that I'm in the finance thing and stuff like that. So we had some conversations, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this guy, like so many other guys that I know that are in these blue collar jobs, occupations, by the time this guy, based on where he's currently at, what he's currently doing, and it doesn't even take into account any of our future cost of living adjustments or any of the upcoming promotions over the next several years or however, just right where he's at now, based on what he's doing right now, with no other increases or adjustments that we know is coming in the future. By the time he hits 55, before he even turns 60 years old, this guy will be sitting on over $2.5 million. He has no debt except for a mortgage. And so he'll be sitting on, before he even turns 60 years old, he'll be sitting on well over $2.5 million. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. But if you saw this dude in the grocery store or just, bowling alley, you would have no idea. And I know so many men just like that. Oh my God. Don't let these people tell you that these brothers work it. Because look, there are some blue collar jobs that you know not of. You've never heard of. I don't even to this day still know what some of the titles, the actual name of the title of what they do is. I don't even know if they necessarily got a real title. But hey, another true story. Now this guy, he won't be watching my videos. He worked for a contractor. In fact, he worked for Shiawassee County, and we were just talking. We got to talking about financial stuff. We 8 hours, working on this job together, and this guy is about ready to retire. He's not even. I think he was 60. He was maybe just turning 60 or something like that. So he was getting ready to retire. His house is paid for. His truck's paid for. Everything's paid for. He has no debt, right? And he has 2 rental properties. He has 2 rental properties. Oh my God. So the dude was like, yeah, I've been trying to tell these young guys, about how to make sure that they do right with their money, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. But the dude is set. I'm just trying to tell you, the dude is set. But if you walk around, you would never know it. You would never, ever know it. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of men that work in these blue collar fields, they're extremely conservative. They're not flashy at all. Some of them will drive a really, really nice truck, but I don't think I've seen one. I mean, I know I've seen some of them that have like sports cars. They'll have Challengers and Corvettes and stuff like that. But I don't think I know any of them that will have like a exotic foreign car, BMWs and Mercedes, even though they all can afford them, but they don't drive stuff like that. They don't drive stuff like that. But you'll see them driving a nice lifted truck with these big old wide tires and stuff like that on them. 2500, because a lot of them got campers and stuff that they pull. So they'll have fifth wheels and stuff like that, motorcycles. Yeah, I'm just trying to hope you. I'm just trying to hope you. But I personally think that money is very important to relationships. And as you saw let me go back to it, the top 10 reasons for divorce, finances was number 2. There it is. Trouble with finances was number 2. If a couple is not on the same page about how the finances are going to be handled, it can lead to terrible problems. Why is divorce so common? Due to financial incompatibility. And so for me, honestly, keeping it real, I think that is really, I don't necessarily, if you watched all the videos, I even put the attachments in a video that I did a day like a day or two ago so that you could watch all the videos. I really think more than anything, that's kind of what Ebony K. Williams was talking about. Even though she backtracked, she flipped it to something else and tried to make it, about, well, I'm just trying to, be an advocate for men, not being mediocre, but she threw out a couple jabs, you know what I'm saying? So, but I think at the end of the day, I really think one of the things that she was really trying to address was financial compatibility, because as you see, the top two, first reason was infidelity, cause and reasons for divorce, and number two is financial compatibility, or what can cause problems is financial incompatibility. And so I don't know if you all have heard me use this term, because I have. My friend and my sister Deja has certainly heard me use this term a lot. That some people are financially unattractive. And I think that's how I said it to her. I think that's how I said it. They're financially unattractive. So, if you're talking with people that are, I'm gonna just tell you, economically unattractive. I think that's how I said it. Economically unattractive. If I'm having a conversation with someone and I'm like, well, she got $80,000, $120,000 of student loan debt, and she has a job and making 55,000, you know, and she talking about she want to get married and all this stuff and have 3 kids. Well, like in Coming to America, when they was like, well, who gonna pick up all these flowers? I'd be like, well, who gonna pay all these bills? And I'm not a 50-50 kind of a guy, but at the same time, I understand how numbers work and that certain things, require to be addressed financially. Bills, you can't call them up and send them receipts or promissory notes, you know what I'm saying? To keep your utilities on and to put food on the table, don't work that way, right? And when you earn certain levels of income, you can't go down to the state, which I don't advocate anyway, and be asking for no assistance. So it's a little economically unattractive to me when you carrying that level of student loan debt. You don't make a suitable income even to address getting your student loan debts properly paid down or paid off, and then you want to come over here and expect me to take care of all of that. So just like I get it and I feel and I understand how you feel, because I validated that with what I just said. I understand financial incompatibility or financial compatibility. I see exactly where Ebony K. Williams is coming from. But likewise, we men be feeling the same way when it comes to that kind of stuff, because we already know the expectation is that we will be all of that, providers and this, that, and the third, and we have this expectation. Tell me we don't have one. We do have that expectation, right? So no matter where you are, very, very seldom are you going to run into a woman that tells you or doesn't have the expectation, whether it's expressed or you got to try to pull it out of her to really share what her thoughts and her feelings are about it. But they want you to be either at their level or 50% over it. So if she making 80, she wants you to be at least 80. She might be willing to go 75. But in the real world, a lot of times, sisters, y'all be dealing with the Pookies and the Ray Rays, and then all of a sudden get your heart broken, all that stuff, and now you want to swing on over across the vine or fly over to another nest, and you want this guy to have a certain level of responsibility and stuff. And he's like, wait a minute, little Crumb Snatcher Jr. and Crumb Snatcher number 2, who they daddy is? Oh, Willie Joe? Willie Joe, who ain't got no mechanics degree, but he fixed it on cars, and everybody around the neighborhood looking for Willie Joe cause, he shade tree mechanic, and the cars keep breaking down cause Willie Joe keep forgetting to put bolts back on. Oh, that's who them little Crumb Snatchers daddy is. And you want me to do what? Oh, I get it. Economically unattractive. So, how important is finances to a relationship? Lady, it's important to you all. We know that. We are at least a guy who got any senses about himself, he should know that. But I think you all need to understand it's also just as important to us. That's why a lot of times men will choose, like I did, will choose a certain career or job path over college. I'll give you an example of that. So prior to me getting into the occupation that I'm in currently, I was in college enrolled, and I was going to get a double major: business administration management and also finance. So I was going to get a double major in business administration management and finance. That's what I was going to school. But then I came into this opportunity and saw on paper what it was starting at. And I saw the future of where, I was going to be going. And, it wasn't like it was a hard cap either. So I was like, I guess I'll be dropping out of college. And I ain't been back since. I guess I'll be dropping out. And that little bit of student loan debt that I got, I guess I'm going to have to pay that off. It's a little bit, not even much. It's not even 20,000. It's like maybe 15 or something like that. And I've been paying on it, getting it down, That's what I get a little bit. But hey, it's like, I guess I won't be going back to college. What I need it for? I got plans and goals and dreams and things that I want to do with my future. I need the resources to do that. And so I heard a gentleman say it recently about we got to start seeing our job as our first business partner. And a man that has certain goals and aspirations and things like that, he may not be able to articulate it like this, but he sees the income and resources that he's bringing in through, some type of stability, financial stability, whether it's entrepreneurship or whatever course that he chooses a path he chooses to follow, that those resources are the seed money to help me to accomplish the goals that I'm going to accomplish later. So this occupation and this opportunity is doing for me way more than what that bachelor's degree in business administration management and that double major in finance was going to do for me, following the path that, I was following previously. And so I needed my seed money. And so I am gathering my seed money along with enough to live on and do pretty well. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And stash away and build some legacy and some financial, you feel me? You feel me? You feel me? To give me enough to be able to do all of that and finance my future dreams and all of the above. You feel me? So for me and so many guys that I know, college, I don't need it. I don't need the debt, the career path, and to do all of that and then end up. No, I don't need that. I don't need that. And yes, I did post on social media, and it got some heat on that YouTube post that I posted it on, but I just posted it on my Facebook too because I just wanted to get some other people's thoughts on what they thought. I didn't think I said nothing wrong. All I said was, see what I said. This is what I said. I said, I know for a fact that in my blue collar job, I made way more last year in 2022 than a lot of folk with degrees. Why do you think I dropped out of college? That's all I'm saying. You feel me? So I don't know if anybody left any comments or not, but I sure would like to hear from people what their thoughts is on very important. Benny, I agree with you, man. I totally agree with you, Benny. Very important. I learned that most people get divorced because of financial reasons. Absolutely, Benny. So, I really want to hear from the ladies. I don't know if any ladies going to come through and say anything or not. They may be too scared. They may think that I'm going to say something, crazy to them or something. But I sure would like to know how important is money in a relationship, especially to marriage, you know? And ladies, how do you feel about 50-50? I'm not necessarily a fan of it. I mean, I know when you're building together, some people, he pay half, she pay half, whatever. It to each his own. I get it, especially when you're working together and you're trying to grow and build something. But if you don't necessarily believe in 50-50, what overall financial, well, what amount a percentage do you think that if you're single and you want to get married someday, what overall amount or financial percentage do you think that you should contribute to your future family? 10%, 20, 50? What do you think? Right? So I do think money is important to marriage and to relationships. I do think there is a lot of viability to what Ebony K. Williams said about financial incompatibility. She didn't use that term, but that's in essence what I extrapolate out of the things that she did say and interpreted through the way she said it, that financial compatibility is important, right? Especially for women. And that's just how it is. Women are hypergamous by nature, and brothers, no matter how much you try to explain it away or we might try to convince them otherwise, it's just typically in a woman's nature to want to have a man who provides. And that includes financial, to lead, to protect. And protection, a part of that, it has a financial component to it. So men, I would encourage us to level up. But at the same time, men, I would encourage you to not feel bad about, if you decided to choose a different path other than college, and you go down the blue collar road like I did, and so many other men that I'm around and associated with and connected with now. There's no need to feel a certain, bad about that. And if a woman wants to kind of look down on you because she got a college degree, but she don't really know what your background is, because I could flex right here myself. What's that? Oh, I got a notification. I could flex myself and start talking about my past, and the things that I've done outside of where I'm at now with this blue collar position, So if she want to look down on you, so be it. Tell her, hey, you see them rocks over there? Start kicking. Start kicking. Start kicking them rocks. Start kicking them rocks. All I just say is she missing out. She just missing out, because I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of jobs, like I posted earlier. Most of us, especially I notice this a lot about women, they don't really know about what certain career, especially when it comes to blue collar jobs. I mean, everybody knows what an attorney is or a doctor, stuff like that. HVAC, plumbers, electricians, stuff like that. You're familiar with stuff like that. But I'm trying to tell you, in the field that I'm in right now, there are blue collar jobs that you have never even heard of. People doing different types of jobs and work that's outside of factory workers and outside of GM and General Motors and Ford, that they are doing jobs that you have never even heard of. Never even heard of them. In fact, like I said, I don't even know what the title of some of these jobs are, what the official job title is. And I've met some guys that, depending on the season of the year and the time of the year and what jobs and things are going on, you'll see a guy working for this company doing this, and then later on in the year, you'll see that guy again. He got on a totally different hard hat and a vest working for another company. And then you might see him later on the same year working for another company because they all be on the side. Because, especially when it comes to operators, you can't even get a job unless you're a part of the operators union. And the operators union, that's a state thing. And those guys got a pension from the operators union, along with whatever pension they might be getting from their other job and their 401k and all of that stuff. These guys are, if you see a guy out on a job doing anything and he's on a backhoe, a dozer, or he's on a excavator, or a telehandler or anything like that, he's a part of the operators union. And they have a lot of them will have their union, the number that on their hard hat and stuff like that, and along with a bunch of tags and stickers from other different companies. A lot of them will have a whole bunch of stickers. You've ever seen the football players in college, and they'll have a bunch of stickers on their helmet? Well, these guys will have a bunch of stickers on their hard hat, all different companies and different states where they worked, and around the country and different jobs that they were on. Oh my God. But I would encourage, men, it don't matter, black, white, Chinese, Asian, I don't care who you are. Let's level up, men. Let's level up. Let's go after our purpose. Let's get that money. They call it the bag. I don't care what you call it. Bag, sock, fanny pack, whatever you want to call it. Go get it. Go and get it and level up. So that these sisters, when they get to looking down on you because they got a piece of paper on the wall, but they got $80, $100, $20, $140, $200,000 of debt, they got a master's degree, PhD, or whatever you want to call it, bachelor's, and all of that stuff, and a piece of paper on the wall, and they making $80,000. Show her your W-2. Show her get on the app and show her your pension plan and you know what I'm saying? And then tell her, see them rocks? Go kick them. Go kick them. Go kick them rocks. Because she got a master's degree, but she ain't got your money. Your money getting longer and longer and longer. Because that money got benefits attached to it. Hey, when I be hearing certain people talking and saying certain things in the comment sections, because I told y'all, I'm like a fanatic for going and looking in comment sections and stuff like that. I just be on my couch cracking up laughing because I be like, she don't know what she talking about. She don't know what she talking about. They don't even know what they talking about. Look, I'm just trying to tell you, especially when this dude out here and he already sitting on $800,000, $1 million, already sitting on that, and he gonna retire with about 2.5, 3 million before he even turns 60. You think he care about you looking down on him because he ain't got no college degree? You think he care? I gotta go. I got to go because I'm over here. I'm over here being petty. I'm over here clowning. Like, you think that dude care? You think that dude care? No. No, he don't care. He got no debt. He got a nice big old house. He might have a mortgage on his house. All kind of benefits, compensation, retirement, savings, money. No, he don't care about you looking down on him because he ain't got no college degree. He can care less. Because these dudes working these blue collar jobs over the course of their time working, if they're on the job 20, 30 years, their income over that time span has well exceeded $1 million. Well over that. And if they're saving 10, 20% of their income and investing it and got an 8%, 10% match on their 401ks, and they got a pension alongside of that, or 2 pensions, or 3. I know a dude that got like 3 pensions and a 401k. Three pensions and a 401k. That's ridiculous. He gonna be pulling in more money when he retire than he pulling in right now while he working. You better ask somebody. I'm just trying to help you. But for real though, I gotta go. I didn't even mean to make this. That's probably why I'm being so silly, because it's late. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. I've been working a lot of hours. And I gotta be on the road again tomorrow morning pretty early. And I'm on call this week. And that's a whole nother subject right there that you all know not of. On call. Can you say, show me the money? Show me the money. Show me the money. All right, I got to go. Hey, if you have been watching on YouTube, I should probably go over there and see if anybody been watching. If you are watching on YouTube, let me see. Let me check on YouTube real quick. Yeah, if you are watching on YouTube, you want to come through and press that subscribe button. Appreciate it. If you've been enjoying the content that we've been putting together, especially as of late, show your appreciation and support by pressing the subscribe button, and also press that thumbs up like button on the video. You can also drop comments below and press the notification bell, so you'll get notified when we are uploading new videos and new content. And if you're watching on Facebook, whether it's my personal page, James Hollingsworth, or the Working People's Podcast page, do the same. Share the video, press that thumbs up like button. Also, press the heart button, leave some comments below. Tell me what your thoughts are on how important money is to a relationship, especially as it relates to marriage. So I gotta go. I got to go. Until the next time, I gotta go.